Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I wanted to talk to you about my digital identity. I would have to say my digital identity is somewhat different from my real life. It's kind of the same now than it was back in the past. Since I live in Japan now, I don't use social networking as much, mainly just for connecting with people from home. I would have to say I'm more outgoing on the social networking sites or even through texting new people. I would have to say too that I'm more open to talking about things than in real life. I'm more timid in real life and more of an observer, so I'm more quiet. But if I really know someone, I'll be more outgoing. I would have to say that technology has enabled me to express some parts of my identity, such as the way I think, what I think about certain issues, or even how to express myself, as in like my artwork or my photography. Not many people know that I'm an artistic person and that I actually take photographs on a daily basis. So with Facebook and texting or even any social networking sites, people can see and my expression of or my artistic expression. So it's a great way for me to express myself than in real life. I know that countless times in real life people ask me, but not everyone asks you about your life. So it's a great way for me to open out and branch out to different people in different countries and different states and just project myself. I thought this was an interesting quote by Sherry Turkle, who did a presentation on Connected but Alone. She asked people what's wrong with having conversation. And people would say, I'll tell you what's wrong with having conversation. It takes place in real time and you can't control what you're going to say, which is true. This is why probably a lot of people rather text or message people online than meeting or having conversation in person. So people text, email, post, all of those things let us represent our sense of self and who we want to be, such as like we can edit and we can delete what we want and retouch up certain aspects of our life, such as if I did not look good in a picture, I could retouch it up. I can make myself look good to people and I can express it that way. And people wouldn't know who the real me was, but they'll know me through social networking sites. I would have to say I've taken countless photos and added filters and retouched up certain areas because it didn't look good. I wanted to show people that I pretty much was perfect. I mean, who doesn't want to see a perfect person and look up to them? I wanted to portray that. I wanted to show people that, I look good and have a positive light to people. I would have to say technology has influenced and shaped my identity. I would say it has isolated me a bit in the past, where I didn't go out for the longest time. I thought, this is all I need. I can talk to anyone online. And I got instant gratification from people from liking my photos or even texting me. Another interesting quote by Sherry Turkle. She said, many people share with me this wish that someday more advanced version of Siri, the digital assistants on the Apple iPhone, will be more like a best friend, someone who will listen when others won't. I believe this wish reflects a painful truth that I learned the past 15 years. That feeling that no one is listening to me, and it's very important in our relationship with technology. That's why it's so appealing to have a Facebook page, as she says, because you have automatic listeners. And the feeling that no one is listening to me makes us want to spend time with the machines that seem to care about us. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are so connected these days, that they get so much more acceptance online than in real life sometimes. And it's so much more appealing to get so many people to follow you on Instagram and on Twitter, or having a bunch of friends that can text you or email you. I mean, who wouldn't want that? It's like you're popular, but digitally. But at the same time, I would have to say my online identity is kind of like a performance, I would say. I mean, I do show people myself in a different light, but not as much. I still feel like my real life and my digital identity are the same, except being open more. I mean, I am open unless they're a close friend, but I still feel like my digital identity and my real life are the same. I do think I perform in a different way, as in like I portray myself different in photos, such as I put a filter or I adjust them to make it look more appealing than just the snapshot, the regular snapshot. I the way what I post, such as song lyrics or even like motivational quotes, is typical of performance wise. Is I tend to compare myself to a lot of people, and I feel like with that comparing, it kind of lowers your self esteem, and I think it maybe creates more of that isolation. But we can't help but compare. So when we compare, we change our social identity a little bit more. Through, okay, Facebook, for instance, if someone has a great photo or portrays themselves a certain way, you start to compare yourself. You're like, well, I don't really look like that. I kind of want to make myself look more like this person or portray myself more like this person because this person seems to get a lot of gratification and acceptance from a lot of people. So I feel like comparing yourself is a big thing through these different technology, or should I say social networking. If we didn't have cell phones, computers, or even the internet, I probably would get more stuff done, such as drawing, taking more pictures, learning about who I am as a person in reality. Since I've made up this whole social identity online, it's kind of made me feel like I'm losing my sense of self because, I can portray whoever I want to be online, but who am I really in real life?